Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting us here to speak today. My name is Tammy Vermillion, and I'll be reading a typed speech because I tend to wander. One of my things that I need to work on as a teacher, but I do want to take this opportunity to thank you very much and to thank you again for all that you do as being teachers of teachers here with us today. If you're getting me this way, this means that we have been thwarted again, yet by another snowstorm. Or because I've been sick, I have not been able to get out much. So I also told Dr. Lee I would pre-record this in case for some reason I couldn't be there, which would have been much easier to be there than to do this because I've had to tape it several times. But anyway, I will read my presentation to you, and if you have any questions, please let Dr. Lee know, and I will be happy to get a hold of you and answer those for you. My name is Tammy Vermillion, and I am very honored to be here. I am currently serving as a science instructor at the Excel Center's charter school in Indianapolis. The Excel Center is a free adult charter high school offering free tuition with a flexible schedule designed for working adults. Students will earn a real diploma and are required to meet the same criteria as all high schools in our state. My journey to the Excel Center was an interesting one. I had worked for over 30 years in the medical science industry. I worked in a hospital lab and spent 26 years at Roche Diagnostics in various capacities, including supervision. In 2008, at the age of 51, I found myself teetering on the downsizing fence regarding whether to change to a desk job at Roche or to start a new career. At the end of a particularly difficult and stressful day, my son suggested that I take my generous severance from Roche and become a teacher. He said, "Mom, you would be an awesome teacher." After picking my jaw up off the floor, I called my alma mater, which happened to be Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana, the Teachers College, available to see what was available for folks like me who were transitioning in their twilight years. Of course, I wanted to be a science teacher. I knew science better than anyone on the street, pretty much, or than most people on the street, right? The alumni counselor at Ball State told me about a new program, transition teachers, funded by the Woodrow Wilson Foundation. I applied immediately, my first choice being the biology program at Ball State. After several interviews and panels, I was waitlisted, and at the same time found out that Ball State was delaying their program by 1 year. Oh dear. Anyway, 3 days before leaving Roche in 2009, I received a call from Dr. Jennifer Drake at the University of Indianapolis, of which I knew very little. I was offered a place as a chemistry fellow in her program. I said yes, please, of course. Someone at the foundation had great confidence in me and my life experience. 3 days before my first class, unfortunately, we experienced a house fire. And our University of Indianapolis folks already had our back. I received support and encouragement before I met any of them, and even before I had taken my first step towards teaching. But after my first class that summer, I started to realize how much I did not know about what I did not know. My first project exposed me heavily to a culture to which I was both ignorant and alien. I had no idea of the critical needs of education right in my own community, but I did realize I had found my place. My pedagogical classes transitioned me into teaching many chemistry concepts that I had not practiced for over 30 years. I found out very quickly that teaching science was much different than knowing science. Dr. Stickney coached me and encouraged me. I left the class with transferable projects and skills for teaching chemistry. My cooperative, CMT, cooperative mentor teacher placement was with a stellar chemistry high school teacher at Ben Davis School. She had been named the 2009 Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. Being immersed in the classroom with her from day one, I became an advocate of project-based learning and began the slow evolution into a new lifestyle, not just a new career. I learned how to teach, and I learned how to adapt. A severe illness and recovery put my journey to teaching on hold shortly after the holiday break during this clinical experience. But I was encouraged to return to the program, and I joined the second cohort 2, in the fall of 2010. I was placed with another stellar mentor at Ben Davis. This teacher had been named District School Teacher of the Year that year, and she was the teacher leader for project-based learning at Ben Davis. I found out that introducing project-based learning concept in a traditional high school was kind of difficult. But with encouragement from my mentor and support from my clinical seminars with Deb Sachs, we pulled off a successful family chemistry night project which had not been attempted in many years. With the positive clinical experience, my transition portfolio, my education classes wrapped up, I felt well equipped and supported to begin my new life as a teacher. After a lengthy selection process, I was hired as a science instructor at the Excel Center. I found myself faced with the project of a lifetime. I was on a team to create a completely new secondary high school model for accelerated direct instruction of high school dropouts. It was mainly due to the transition to teaching journey that I found myself up to this task. I was now teaching people who, much like me, had been out of school for many, many years. Our school model was very successful, and many communities were ready for something like the Excel Center. The schools grew from 1 in 2011 to 9 in 2013. I found myself in a new role as SAGE science teacher in my second year. Many new teachers were from different programs or traditional schools were overwhelmed with the idea of teaching biology, ICP, chemistry,